Yo, 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 this is Mr. Vern 437 coming at you guys with another video today. Today's video, guys, is going to be my fragrance reviewer tag response. I was tagged by none other than Coach Rob 619 the other day. So this is my response video to that. Nothing new going on with my channel, of course, guys. The last video I put out was my top 10 spring fragrances for 2014. It's been getting a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of positive feedback I've been getting. I get an email on that video almost every other day, and a lot of positive reinforcements and comments from that. So I do appreciate that. I'm looking forward to doing my top 10 for summer, guys. So other than that, still no reviews yet, guys. Just had a lot going on with work and obviously the holidays, yesterday being Memorial Day, and family coming in town and things like that. So it's just really hard to sit down and just put one of these videos together. I don't really put out a lot of videos like some of the other reviewers, but definitely want to do some reviews. I get asked to do reviews all the time. Some people actually are satisfied with my mini reviews when I do my top 10s. So but I'm definitely going to put something together, guys. But my tag reviewer questions, let's get started, get it done. Number 1, what are your earliest fragrance memories? My earliest fragrance memories would be when I was a kid. My mother and father, on their dresser, they had like this dresser tray, and they had all these different fragrances on there. My dad, he had some, my mom had some. The one fragrance that stuck out was like this one Avon fragrance. It was like a splash for men. It was called Excalibur or whatever. And that was like my dad's signature scent. He wore it for like a long time. And of course, parents weren't home. Being the bad kid that I was, I tried some out, but it smelled pretty good. That and the occasional, in the bathroom, of course, you had the Brute 33 and the Old Spice and things like that. I mean, obviously, you thought they were the best smelling things in the world at that time. And, you try some on. I think my dad smelled it on me one day and just was, it was a whole $3 at Walgreens. So I don't really think he cared, but, just nice, fresh smelling, clean stuff. As far as my mother, a lot of her friends sold Avon and Mary Kay and things like that. So a lot of her scents were, of course, those. So, but those are my earliest fragrance memories, as far as fragrance memories. Okay. Number 2, what was my first fragrance purchase? This one I have to give a lot of thought to. I'm not really sure. I want to say, and I'm going back to my high school days now. I want to say it was either Karl Lagerfeld, or Polo. And I say that because, back when I was in high school, those were like the popular scents. I mean, it was like, those were the preppy scents. If you had those scents, you were the man, you were the pimp. If you were wearing Lagerfeld, you were the pimp. If you had the Kango and you had the Kango hat and you had the Reeboks and the British Knights, and man, I'm really projecting my age, I know. Those were the pimp scents. That was the pimp scent. So first purchase, it was one of those. It was either Lagerfeld or it was Polo. So one of those, not really sure. Okay. Number 3, what was my first niche purchase? That was almost 2 years ago, and it was from Serge Lutens. It was Chergui. As you can see, I put a serious dent in it, but I've actually decanted this for a lot of people. Let them try it out or whatever. I really love this one. Great for fall, winter, early spring. You catch a nice cool spring day, you can pull this off or whatever. But just one of my favorites. But first niche purchase, Serge Lutens, Chergui. Okay. Number 4, what was my first blind buy? My first blind buy came, I had first started watching videos, and I think I watched Drakdok's video. His video was the first video I ever watched on YouTube when it came to fragrances. And I was really trying to figure out. The first thing was I was watching the video, and every time he'd mention a fragrance, I would always hit pause, and I would look it up, and I'd be like, the first thing that caught me was the price. I'm like, oh my God, this stuff's expensive. So I'm like, all right, I'll finish it. Whatever his number one is, I'll get. Obviously, if it's most complimented, works for him, gotta work for me, right? So, and my first blind buy was from Express Reserve. That one. First blind buy. I just picked it up. I said, hey, works for him, gotta work for me. I still love this scent to this day. Has a very, very nice dry down. Love this one. Spicy, boozy. Love this one. Very, very nice fragrance. A lot of compliments I get for that one. It is, not my most compliment, but I have gotten compliments. It's not a question, but actually my most complimented is, believe it or not, Bleu de Chanel. Go figure, Where was I? Number 5. What was your best blind buy? My best blind buy was, I even check it out, from Van Cleef & Arpels, guys. It was Midnight in Paris. This one, same thing, watching videos. I think the bottle is what drew me in, and picked it up. I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to get this one. And absolutely loved it. This is just a very, very, very nice fragrance. I have a lady friend, and I decanted some of this for her. She absolutely loved this one. She loves this fragrance. Loves this one. But definitely I would say best blind buy, Van Cleef & Arpels, Midnight in Paris. Okay? What was your worst blind buy? I took that one out too. And no, I didn't. I wanted to throw it out the window, but I'm just playing. Worst blind buy. Bulgari, Aqua. I'm sorry. I know the computer lights. What's the name? Tonic. This stuff is horrible, guys. Okay? And the thing is, when I first spray this, it doesn't smell bad. When I first spray it on my skin, or I first spray it on paper, the first 5 minutes, it smells pretty good. And then it just dries down to this nasty seaweed smell that I absolutely cannot stand. I don't know what made me get the one with the tonic. I think I smelled the regular Bulgari Aqua, and I was going to get that. And for whatever reason, I just, doing something different, of course, I got this one. And this stuff is horrible. I mean, my God, I think I tried to wear this 5 or 6 times last year until finally I just said, you know what, I hate this. This is just horrible. So, worst blind buy, Bulgari Aqua, Tonic. Do not buy. Maybe this will be my first review. Let me make it a real short review. This is horrible. Give it a grade, F. Do not buy this. Horrible. Man, I'm just having a bad day thinking about it. That's bad, What are my favorite fragrance notes? Well, obviously that's a given. Rose. Love rose. Sandalwood. White musk. I'm actually, a couple of fragrances I've bought over the past couple of months, I had that in it. Patchouli. Love that. Vanilla. Love vanilla. Ambergris. Coriander. Now, I can say that now because I've finally smelled enough fragrances to where I can pick those notes out. But 2 years ago, I wouldn't. I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I had no idea what those notes were or whatever. But those are my favorite notes. But if you just one, of course, to stand out is a nice rose frag, and that's obviously Rose 31. Love that one. Mason Francis Kirkjohn, and of course my favorite fragrance, which we'll reveal shortly. Okay. What is my favorite fragrance house? I was going to say something else. First I was going to say Tom Ford, but my favorite fragrance house is Dior. And the reason why I say that, I have Fahrenheit, Aqua Fahrenheit, Dior Homme Sport, or whatever. And I just really, really like fragrances from Dior. to be a designer house. They put out a lot of great fragrances to be a designer house. So I really love them. I think I have two that I'm getting for summer from their fragrance house. The Sport Cologne and Dune. I think I was going to get Dune also. But favorite fragrance house, Dior. A lot of decants I've gotten, Mitza, Bois d'Argent, Oud Ispahan, a lot of them. I have, Dior. So, unknowingly, unintentionally, my favorite fragrance house is Dior. Okay. What fragrance best describes you? Trying to think. I did take out one in particular. It will probably change tomorrow, but one in particular I would definitely say it would be John Varvatos Vintage. This one, it's very lovely smelling. It's very mature. I'm very mature. Has an old school vibe to it. I'm old school. It's hard to really put into words or whatever, but I would say this one, it's just it's not a strong fragrance, but it's not one that's close to the skin either. And that's kind of me or whatever. I'm not necessarily introvert, but I'm definitely not one that's trying to be noticed all the time as well or whatever. But I know I did a horrible job of putting it into words, but John Varvatos Vintage, guys. I think this fragrance is the one that best describes me. And I did give this a lot of wear, in the fall, winter. I really love this. It's just a nice fragrance, but this one I would say best describes me. Okay. Let me see. What is my favorite fragrance? What is your favorite fragrance? Needs no introduction. Fragrance, Tom Ford, Noir de Noir. Absolutely love this one, guys. This is just one of my absolute favorites. I love this scent. I remember when I first smelled this, I had to have it. Rose, oud, the truffles, just an absolute gorgeous fragrance. I really, really love this one. Fall, winter, early spring, cool. If I'm gonna grab my favorite fragrance, here you go, right there. That's what. The only time I do not wear this is the summer, and then I'll grab Rose 31. But favorite fragrance, Tom Ford, Noir de Noir. Okay. Man, I'm lost again. Okay. What is your fragrance profile? I like fragrances with they're versatile. I like versatility in a fragrance. Fragrances that work in a casual setting, that work in a work setting, just transitional stuff. I like rose fragrances, of course. Florals, depending on what they are. Some I like. Aquas, I'm not a fan of aquas. Nautical Voyage is the only aqua I own, and it's one of my favorites, but I'm not a fan of aquas. Citrus frags, I usually wear those, obviously, in the summertime, the warmer months. Fan of those. But I would definitely say I like, transitional stuff, woody fragrances, spicy fragrances, things like that. And definitely just fragrances with just versatility. Don't get me wrong, I love my high-end scents as well. I like having high-end stuff. I'm getting ready to do some things from Killian this fall because I was in Washington, D.C. Week before last, and I went to a mall down there, and I sniffed a bunch of Killian stuff for the first time. So definitely I'll be getting some Killians for soon. Those are great high-end scents, but definitely high-end stuff. That type of but just stuff with versatility is what I meant to say. Versatility, casual stuff just easy to wear, stuff that works in all different, settings. Not to jump on the hype train, but I find myself, believe it or not, I'm reaching for Creed Aventus a lot these days. I'm just reaching for a lot of creative vintage, and that's for that reason. It's just very versatile. Blue de Chanel, I'm reaching for that a lot. Just versatile, just versatility. You know, it's just, I think when you do that, when you start dealing with fragrances, a lot of versatility, I think you feel like you're getting your money's worth because you're wearing it more. So that would definitely be my fragrance profile. Okay. What are your fragrance resolutions going forward? My fragrance resolutions going forward, I'm going to agree with a lot of other reviewers. A lot of less blind buying, just buying stuff just to have it. Stay away from these hype trains and things like that. You know, oh, you got to have this. And even when I was pulling these fragrances out today to do this video, I just found a bunch of stuff that, you know, I just act like I had to have it, really needed it, and man, I think I've only reached for it once or twice. Some things I haven't reached for at all, you know. And I want to stop that type of stuff, you know. I mean, I want to get things that I'm wearing, things that I enjoy, and even a few fragrances that maybe I don't enjoy, but everybody else enjoys. I think I just mentioned one, was Bleu de Chanel. It's not one I reach for a lot, but when I do reach for it, I get a ton of compliments. So I want fragrances like that. I mean, I want to get into quality and fragrances, quality and enjoyment, not just, well, I got 200 bottles of cologne. Yeah, you know, I don't want to be that type of person. You know, I have 200 bottles of cologne and I probably only wear 50 or 60 of them, you know. I want to wear stuff, things that I enjoy, things that are going to get some wear, things that I can, you know, with some versatility, you know, those type of fragrance. So that, and just, you know, build my channel up. I don't, like I said, I don't really put out a lot of videos like a lot of other reviewers. It's not that, you know, I don't want to. It's really hard to find the time because, you know, obviously when I do these videos, I do a lot of takes. I guarantee you this video, I've probably, you know, done at least 4 or 5 takes already. And that's because I believe in just giving out quality and things like that or whatever. I mean, when you start getting like 500 plus subscribers and things like that, obviously they're looking for some quality and things like that. I mean, I'm not the type to just flip on the camera and just start, you know, talking out of my butt about a bunch of stupid stuff. And you know, when I put out videos, I want to put out things that, you know, people are interested in seeing and watching. And, you know, I've seen a few reviewers like that. I mean, I won't bust them out. They just, you know, they're always putting out videos, but they just, you know, they don't really seem to be talking about anything. And I don't want to be that guy. So, you know, those are my fragrance resolutions. You know, making better choices, buying more decants, not just going full bottle on everything. I don't know, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's a bottle. It sits on my dresser. I mean, I need to, you know, do more decants. We got a lot of good splitters out here. You know, Freddie Rivera, Freddie Photo, Stag, John Stagg, and Ellie, and to name a couple. I mean, just there are a lot of, and I appreciate what those guys do. Just doing splits and things like that. It helps the average consumer guy like me, you know, get the opportunity to enjoy some of the, you know, higher end stuff or whatever. I mean, I really appreciate those guys, you know, splitters, people who split fragrances and stuff like that. So those are my fragrance resolutions going forward. And last but not least, who am I tagging? Now, I'm going to tag 2 people. You know, I'm going to tag, first one is going to be Green Thumb, John Howard. And the other one is going to be Dollars and Cents, I believe, Israel Gonzalez, if I'm saying his name right. But yeah, I'll stick with it. Green Thumb and Dollars and Cents. Those are the 2 I'm tagging. You guys have been tagged by Mr. Vern 437, so I'm really interested in the answers to their questions or whatever. So enough of my rambling, guys. Got to get off to a side job. Managed to get this done. I'm at almost 20 minutes. I certainly meant for it to be shorter, but, you know, enough of my rambling. So thanks for watching, and Coach Rob, thanks for tagging me. And hey, Green Thumb, Dollars and Cents, get on top of it. Thanks for watching, guys.